I did a video recently where I talked about how reaching 100k was an incredibly important milestone for investors. It's a goal that I'm currently still working towards, with £57,000 invested so far. I'm not going to get there without a plan, so in this video I'm going to discuss my step-by-step approach to achieving a portfolio size of £100,000, and what I'm going to be doing over 2024 to help. I believe my approach will guarantee that I hit 100k within the next couple of years. So how am I going to do it? The main driver will be the amount that I can invest each month, and like a lot of people, my main source of income is my work salary. I make a point of prioritising increasing your income in a lot of my videos. While I think that it's good practice to try and reduce your expenses, at some point you will hit a floor, where you just can't go any lower, whereas your earning potential is unlimited. So over the last few years, I've deliberately moved jobs a few times and had some quite hefty increases in my salary because of this. This has meant that I've been able to increase my monthly contributions from around £500 a month a few years ago to averaging £906 a month over 2023. Looking ahead to 2024, I'm hopefully in a position to max out my ISA allowance of £20,000 per year, which is around £1,666 per month. This is an ambitious target, but shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars. The best thing about holding my investments in a stocks and shares ISA is that all capital gains and dividends are tax-free. I hold all of my shares with Trading 212, and if you're interested in starting a portfolio with them, I do have a link in the description where you can use my code, and we'll both get a free share worth up to £100. And if you wanted to, you can just sell that share straight away and pocket the cash. The second driver will be reinvesting any dividends that I receive to kickstart the compounding effect. What I mean by this is that when a dividend is received, I'll reinvest it back into the portfolio by buying more dividend stocks that will then pay more dividends. It's like earning interest on interest on interest. This type of growth is often referred to as the snowball effect. Imagine a small snowball rolling down a hill. It might not be very big at first, but as it rolls down, more and more snow gets added to it, and therefore its size grows larger and larger. The bigger the surface area of the snowball, the more snow it picks up along the way. This same principle holds true when following a dividend reinvestment strategy. My positions keep growing larger and larger each time a company pays a dividend, and therefore the larger the total number of shares, the larger the dividends will be. The effects of compounding mean that a small amount can become much larger over time, as we can see from this chart. Notice how the arc of the curve is quite flat at first, then ramps up and gets steeper and steeper towards the end. These latter years are where the magic happens. In my case, my yearly dividend amounts have been growing year on year, and I received £1,812.15 last year in 2023. As these dividends are generated within my ISA, they don't count towards the 20k per year ISA allowance. Let's assume that I managed to add the full 20k over 2024 and received the exact same amount of dividends again this year. I'll have actually contributed £21,812.15 into my ISA. I see these reinvested dividends as the extra rocket fuel to propel my portfolio size forwards. Let's look at a theoretical example to illustrate this. Imagine that we start at zero and invest 20k every year into an ISA fund that pays a consistent 3% dividend at the end of each year, which is then reinvested back into the portfolio. After 25 years, this is what we'd get. Look at the dividend amounts that we'd receive inside of the ISA, which will be used to buy more shares that pay more dividends. We'd be consistently exceeding the 20k ISA limit by reinvesting these dividends, which all adds to the snowball effect. And this graph visualizes that perfectly. The purple bars represent our own contribution, and the orange bars represent the contributions from the dividends generated. As I mentioned before, note the latter years. We actually hit a point where the dividend contributions generated exceed the 20k limit from our own personal contributions. My investing strategy is very simple, and I focus on three things. Consistently contribute towards dividend-paying stocks and ETFs, reinvest all dividends, and have a long-term focus. It literally is as straightforward as that. To monitor my progress and keep me motivated, I do forecast what my portfolio could become in the future. I don't want to predict anything other than what I can control, within reason, so I'm assuming that I will contribute the 20k ISA maximum each year, which works out at £1,666 per month. I'll also assume that the current dividend yield of my portfolio stays the same at 3.59%. All dividends will be reinvested, and that there will be no dividend cuts or dividend raises. It's not the most scientific of estimates, but I do find it really encouraging to look at what it could evolve into if I keep doing what I'm doing. By the end of this year, in 2024, my invested amount should be at around 80k, earning around £233 a month in dividend income. To achieve this, all I have to do is invest £1,666 a month and reinvest all dividends. Circling back to my 100k target, my forecast suggests that I could hit this by the end of 2025. And let's now have a look at what might happen beyond that. We can see that after 5 years, I could have a portfolio worth around 180k that's generating around £521 a month in dividends. And after 10 years, I could have a portfolio worth around 326k, generating around £943 a month in dividends. Looking ahead even further, after 15 years, my portfolio could be worth 500k, earning £1,446 a month. And in 20 years, I could be earning £2,047 a month from a portfolio worth 708k. These sorts of numbers do seem a bit crazy, but they are 100% achievable if I just stick to my plan and make it a priority to invest each month. These targets will only become reality if I can stick to investing 20k a year. Luckily for me, this is something I am in control of, and to make sure that I have the cash available each month to invest, I need to hold on to as much of my salary as possible each month, and avoid the many money traps that a lot of people fall into. I did a recent video where I gave my top 9 money traps to avoid, link in the description if you're interested. Most people, including myself, have fallen into lots of these traps, which stops them from having surplus cash available to invest. Being aware of these money traps, and using my tips to sidestep them, will help me to stop wasting money on things that don't help me to get closer to achieving my investing goals. I do document my investing journey on this channel, so if you are interested in following along, please subscribe to the channel to make sure that you don't miss any future updates. And if you have enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, as it does help the channel out a lot and encourages me to keep making more of these videos. So you've just heard my investment plans for 2024, but what are your plans for the year? What are you looking to buy and how much are you looking to contribute? Let me know in the comments section below. I'll be reading and responding to every message I can. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.